All right, today's going to be a little different. You'll notice hats are gone. Now, the funny thing is they're not gone. God, they're in boxes over here that I didn't take over. It's going to take them to the store, to the new house. And instead I took all the boxes I had behind where my set is over. And I didn't have room for these. So the hats are probably going to go over tonight. So they're still technically here, but they're packed. Now, that being said, I got some new stuff today. This isn't just like Ben H either, because I'm kind of excited about some of the stuff I got today. Now, first off, from Geeky Caps, I got this. This is a Cthulhu hat. I'm really excited about the Cthulhu hat because I have a Cthulhu jersey that's coming that also says Miskatonic University on it. I believe because Cthulhu itself is probably copyrighted. So you can't actually have Cthulhu, but you can have Miskatonic University and the image of Dark Lord Cthulhu on there. It's one of those things I like. It's one of the reasons why when Seattle Kraken was a name, I thought, well, yeah, you could have Cthulhu on the jersey. That could be fantastic. So the jersey is either arriving today or on Monday. So that hat I ordered after the jersey. I was like, I got to have a hat to match the jersey. And if you're wondering where I'm going to wear a Cthulhu jersey, well, I've got the Entertainment Guy channel. And while I have the hockey set at this house, I'll have a hockey set and an Entertainment Guy set at the other house. Now, I left the price tags on this, everything on this. Here's where I get my hats, and here's how. $6. New York Rangers, $6. I got this from Lids. I ordered it online. Calgary Flames, this is also $6. Detroit Red Wings, costing me, you're right, $6. And this one, it has an 18 on it, but it was actually $6. Original price was $38.99. All of them through Lids. I got them online. They have a bunch of stuff right now on sale for $6 each. So yeah, I have a lot of hats. I never pay full price for a hat, just like I've never paid full price for a jersey. And I'm excited about... I'm nerdily excited about this one because it'll match my Gordie Howe jersey because it's the same logo. And, Flames one, that'll match a bunch of stuff. And this is nice. I had a Rangers hat sort of like this, but there was a stitch that got pulled in here, and it's just all ratty looking. So, yeah, those hats added to the bunch. My intention after we've moved is that everything, like, I wanna be able to have things organized by teams off the set. And then what's on the set hopefully reflects what I'm talking about that day. That's the ambitious plan. And then because we went by the liquor store to get a whole ton of boxes, the whole dining room's full of boxes. I went by the Pop Shop. I got Pop Shop from the liquor store. You know what's funny? Yvonne and I were talking about the Pop Shop, I want to say last week. And I looked online and I'm like, oh, that's expensive. Well, this is pop with alcohol in it. So I'm curious how this is gonna work. So hard soda, black cherry, and hard soda orange. I'm aware of Mike's Hard Lemonade and those various flavors. Not a huge fan. I don't know. I'm just not. Now, before I get into what I got from Ben this month, I of course will advertise that you save 10% off of his eBay listing price if you email him directly. And his email address is right there, ben.hugenband@yahoo.ca. So going directly through Ben will save you money because eBay's fees are it gets a little pricey. I ordered some more hockey cards on eBay last night as well, so I'm looking forward to getting those. And I got a bunch of new magazines and yearbooks this week, which I just threw in a box, packed, and sent over to the new house. Because I'm like, yep, those will be good for videos, both during the off season and after the move. So what did I get this month? And yes, this month, unlike some other months, I remember what I ordered. Because there's not much left that I honestly don't have. It's true. Basically, at this point, unless it's a brand new third jersey or it's a throwback I don't own, I pretty much have everything. First up, a white New Jersey Devils. So why get the white New Jersey Devils? Because I really love the way that the logos are done on the Adidas. I like the inside of the neckline with the 95 00 and the 03. And honestly, New Jersey, I still don't like the black stripe along the bottom, but I've made peace with it, and I think these stripes are too big. I get why they did it. I get that they did kind of a throwback to Kansas City and Colorado, the Colorado Rockies with that. but I'm not sure why, because that part of their history was not a great one. And if I was New Jersey, I wouldn't necessarily be looking for... It'd be like the Jets coming out and going, we're going to do a throwback to the Thrashers. All of us would be happy, I think, except Jets fans. Be like, can we just not? Now, this one Ben had for a while. I had my eye on this one for months. I actually had it on my watch list on Facebook. Or on eBay. And so I messaged him about this one. It was the only one he had left. It's a Reebok Authentic. Carolina Hurricanes with the flags along the bottom. And, you know, he'd had it for a while. So it was on the eBay listing for this, I think, was $89. He has deals. There are deals on there. And this is a Reebok Authentic of Carolina. And the Authentics are so nice. Because I get asked, like, well, between Reebok and Adidas, which would you choose? Well, the Reebok Authentics are absolutely gorgeous. But they're prohibitively expensive, even now, on a lot of different sites. Where they'll still want $300-400 for an Authentic. I'm not paying that. Like, but at the same time, you look at the silver on this arm. That's fantastic. And this is one of the made in Canada as well. So this is a Reebok Authentic made in Canada. I know that's important to some people. Not really to me. I don't care where the Authentic's made. And the shoulder patches, of course, unlike on the replica jerseys where it's just, you know, vinyl, they're much thicker and much better. Reebok jerseys are a heavier material than the Adidas, and they are more expensive for a reason. But I do like them a lot. So yeah, that was the only one he had, and I'm like, yeah, I have to have that. And then this one, again, this is a throwback that I had. Somebody sent me one, so a subscriber sent me one, but the one they sent me is an extra large. So I found this on Ben's listing for this one in a medium. And I said, okay, a medium is more my size. I can wear a small, I can wear a medium. The one that I'm wearing now, this Whalers that I got from Ben last month, this is a 50 or 46. This is actually a 46, I believe. And so I tend to go with mediums. The Carolina's a 52. It'll be big on me, but more in the sleeves than anywhere else. The tricky part with being short is sleeves. I was thinking about it today, actually. I was thinking, you know, for the entertainment guy, I should do a video on things that frustrate short people that tall people wouldn't think about, that in their everyday living they wouldn't have a problem with. And it's not just reaching up on shelves, because as short people, we're used to having to reach up on shelves, so it's not a big deal. But when you're out in public and you're like, oh, this is made for somebody who's 6 feet tall. Or when you're at a workplace and you're like, oh, this job's made for somebody who's 6 feet tall. Awesome. And then last but not least, that's right, I didn't get a ton this month. I really didn't. Because honestly, my collection is darn near done, but I can't say it's finished. Yeah, that's right. Montreal. I like the way Montreal does the logo on the Adidas. These strings are eventually going to go away. The strings don't do a thing. Even less so than they did on the Reeboks. And then it's all in French on the on the neckline. And I want to throw in here too, when you get a Montreal jersey, it'll say LNH, because that's French for NHL, Ligue Nationale de Hockey. And so when it says LNH, it doesn't mean it's a fake. I've had people say that before, like, well, that jersey has to be a fake. It says LNH. Actually, no. Is it a Montreal jersey? Then it's not. So there you go. My wonderful, beautiful Adidas Montreal, which will go with my Patrick Roy, my PK Subban. So I have a CCM, I have a Reebok, and now I have an Adidas. And we can definitely look at the comparison as it goes along the line. There was something else that I had over here. One sec. Yeah. So one of the books that I got, this is the only one I didn't pack because it's really heavy. Hockey Encyclopedia. This is from, I want to say 1982, because that's Pete Peters in net for the Boston Bruins. This goes, but the nice thing is it's got the records of every single player that existed and had played at that point. It doesn't tell the future. It's a shame, isn't it? And it's even got 82, 83, because it's got Pat Verbeek, who had played 6 games for New Jersey and had 5 points. So that's kind of nice. And then what's really nice about this one is it tells you the stats of every team. Okay, so within reason, it doesn't go through every single player, but stats for every team every single year from 1918 through until 1982-83. And after that, I can just use hockey annuals I have to find the rest. But it gets into all the scoring stats of everybody. Shows who all the top scorers were. And then the nice thing is it's got all of the scores for every hockey game played in the playoffs from 1918, so the first year of the playoffs, till now. Well, till 83. And again, from 83 on, I would be able to find that. Now, I'm well aware that a lot of this data would be on records.nhl.com. I like reading it out of a book. I do. I like having a physical copy, and I've talked about this before. So this, when I saw what it was and what it had in it, I was like, yeah, I've got to get it. The dust jacket's kind of beat up, but it's been around for 35 years, so you can kind of expect that. And what's it got? I'll just go over the back here. History of the sport, so it goes into all the history, awards, and achievements. Complete listing of the winners of all NHL trophies and awards, along with first and second team all-star selections, all-time leaders, leader in every major statistical category. So see, I can look back and go, as of 83, this is where your leaders were, and this is where they are now. Player register, alphabetic listing of every man who ever played in the NHL or WHA. And those are records that have kind of been shunted aside. NHL, you're not going to find WHA records very much. At least I don't think so. With scoring and penalty records. So all the WHA stats are in here too, which is fun because I've got WHA books people have sent me as well. Goaltending register, so alphabetic listing of everyone who's ever appeared in goal in the NHL or WHA. With complete goaltending record. Coaching register as well. Teams and their players. And it gets into the standings for every team every season of the NHL and WHA. So for people who are like, hey, we want, when are you going to do WHA videos? I'm gathering as much data as possible. That's a fun thing to think about during the postseason or during the offseason. Because once postseason arrives, there are 15 fan bases that are going to be like, screw hockey. So it's important to me that I can provide them with content that makes them forget that their team missed the playoffs. And as of the year that Seattle comes in, it'll be 16 fan bases. And then Stanley Cup playoffs results of every game played in Stanley Cup competition since 1918 with scoring summaries for the finals and year-by-year leaders. That's fantastic. So every game in the finals, it tells you who scored when. For instance, first thing I noticed was that the first game I looked at, I'm like, wow, they had a 3-0 lead and lost the game 4-3. That was key. So there's a lot of stuff that I see in here that, again, if I'm looking online, I'm probably not going to go through it. And then there's so many things you have to click to get to certain stats, right? WHA playoffs, so complete playoff results from the Avco World Cup Series. And then it also has the International Series. So all of the Team Canada, Soviet, Czech, Russia, all of the stuff that happened, including 72 Canada and everything that happened after, right up until this book's published. And anything that happened after that, my NHL annuals from those books till now are going to fill in. I've got almost every Hockey News yearbook from 1980 until present day. That's my goal. I know there's still a couple of holes in the collection. I'm still searching eBay weekly. And I'm still finding, I think I've filled in 3 more yearbooks this week. So, tons of stuff. And stuff that you don't necessarily see behind me. You just see jerseys and hats. And when the set is done at the new place, you will see a lot more books. You'll see a lot more collectibles. You'll see my pennants. I have a pennant for virtually every team in the league. And I'm just thinking about it. I'm pretty sure I have a pennant for every team in the league, almost. Although I went through that on a Patreon video where I talked to people about that. Anyways, there you go. And I apologize for the fact, too, that I haven't done as much stuff over the last couple of weeks as I've wanted to do. But with the move and everything that's going on, it's been kind of crazy. Once the move's done and we're all settled in, you guys will get tons of content. Because then, rather than doing my videos in half of a living room, and just as proof, oh, it'll turn easier that way, will it? As proof of it, there's the rest of the living room. That's what I use for my set. Yeah, my wife's pretty cool to let me do that. It's half the living room. I will be all of its own room. So that's going to be amazing. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you once again, Ben, for the jerseys. I always find that they're in tip-top shape. He goes through his jerseys when they come in, and if he spots any kind of flaw whatsoever, I'll tell you about an listing on eBay. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if your browser waits for you to just happen upon this video. And hey, thank you so much for all your support and for helping the channel get to this state where it's very nearly 76,000 subscribers, which is a lot of fun. I will talk to you again soon.